5th, and we got some Rift breaking news. So they've released some new information about the new giant update coming out with some interesting stuff here. Swamp biomes, carnivorous plants. This is a sneak peek at some of the stuff coming into the future. And in this gift, there is some new stuff as well. I mean, we can immediately see he's, using the spear, and there is like a cone attack on the end of the spear. And then there's also, I believe that's a new weapon on his right hand, the thing that looks like it's shooting like a firebomb and then it's spreading out in a wave. I haven't used the spear much in a long time because honestly, it just feels not that great. It does do cryo damage, oddly enough. It does cold classification damage, which is useful against some enemies, but it's such a very, very narrow projectile type melee attack that if you're like getting swarmed with little monsters doing the hammer hit, which spreads out in a shockwave and will even kill things behind you, or the sword, which does a massive side-to-side sweep, which will hit everything in like more than 180 degrees in front of you, it's so much more reliable for keeping you from getting surrounded by swarms than the spear. The spear is just really good if you've got room to kind of kite backward while stabbing. But they said that they were reworking a lot of the bad weapons, so this might be a hint at that. And we got one person in chat saying that that's actually the immolator weapon that already exists, but they've improved the projectile effect. Okay, so I thought that was a completely new weapon. It's a change to an existing one. Okay, diving into it. In our descriptions of the swamp biome, we've mentioned that not only the creatures inhabiting this area pose a threat to our Riftbreaker duo, the wildlife of the swamp is vastly different from the other areas of Galatea 37 and gives home to species of plants that are not seen anywhere else, not even in the rich tropical zone. The plants we are about to show you will spice up the exploration of the new biome. Watch your step. Here are the carnivorous plants of Galatea 37. Carnivorous plants are not uncommon, even on Earth. They can survive on their own using photosynthesis to get their nutrients. However, they can also trap and digest small animals using their specialized organs. Still, we need to be clear here. They are no apex predators. They are slow and will never catch something that is more capable of identifying threats. On Galatea, this type of plant has evolved one step further. Not only have they developed various offensive strategies, but they also act much faster than their cousins from Earth, giving them a new element of surprise. There are several species that you will encounter in the Galatean swamp. Let's take a look at them now. And then we got a gif here of one roaring. And another here that just appears to be like a vibing victory bell. Oh, there we go. The most common species you're going to encounter is the Carnosynth. Carnosynth. A carnosynth spends most of its time with the majority of its body hidden underground, only a couple of leaves sticking out above the surface, growing around a tree trunk, disguising the carnosynth's underground hiding hole. The leaves act as radar. The tiny needles covering them react to the movement of the air and vibrations of the ground. If they detect movement in the vicinity, they send a signal to strike. Then, the carnosynth's body unburrows in a split second, ready to strike, unveiling its terrifying maw. The plant's main form of attack is spitting razor-sharp needles laced with acid and toxins at unsuspecting creatures. The bodies of carnosynth's prey decompose quickly, enriching the soil with valuable nutrients. I want to cultivate carnosynths. That would be interesting if you could use a cultivator to grow a, like, defense wall. I don't think they're going to go that route, but that is a nice idea. I like the idea. The next creature/plant you're going to see is the Artigian. These humongous pitcher plants, so I think that's this one here, will grab your attention by the large sac that hangs between their mouth holes. Behave. Unlike their counterparts from Earth, Artigians do not try to lure anything into their mouths. Instead of that, they form an explosive ball of acids and enzymes that they aim at their prey. The ball explodes on impact, covering a large area of Artigian corrosive substances that start dissolving matter around them. Much like carnosins, they later scoop up whatever nutrients seep into the ground using their extensive root network. The last species on our list does things a little bit differently. It is called Invigor. Its body is long and slender for the most part, with no leaves or branches around the plant's stem. At the top of the stem, there's a large and heavy bulb head with just a single antenna sticking out of the top. The antenna is the only thing that you usually get to see, and the only thing you want to see, to be honest. If the antenna detects any movement from suitable prey, the rest of the Invigor will burst out from beneath the ground. The plant uses its head bulb as a beater. What is it, the Whomping Willow? Trying to smash the prey to pieces. Whatever's left gets dragged beneath the ground for the digestion process. So that's this guy right here. Just wham! It's just, okay, it's basically a hammer. It's a hammer plant. Okay, and then what do we got here? Got like little plants like peeking around. He's like, you know what, maybe I don't want to mess with that. All right. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Other plants in the biome took example from their carnivorous counterparts. They evolved mechanisms that make them seem more dangerous than they really are. While exploring the swamp, you're going to see many such plants. Identifying which one pose a threat to you and which ones don't will be key to survival. Try not to fall into a trap, but don't panic if you do. All the plants we described today are firmly rooted in the ground. They have no ability to chase you, so if you run far enough, you should be safe, unless you run into an entire field full of carnicents, artisans, and invigors, of course. Then you might be in trouble. And then... Yo, this reminds me of like running away from a problem in the acid biome and then hitting like a minefield. That is a lot of stuff. So yeah, there's the spitty one. There's one of the turret plants. There's like the whomping one. There's the whomping willow. All right. Sometimes things take a turn from bad to worse when you're running away. You can watch us do live playthroughs of survival missions in the swamp biome every Tuesday and Thursday live on twitch.tv/XORstudios. We introduce a plethora of changes every week, so you never know what the next stream will bring. We also do co-op test streams from time to time to check on our progress. They have been going well, so we can't wait for the moment we get to play together. Until then, catch us on Discord at discord.gg/XORstudios. And that is the full read right now. These look really cool. These look like nice additions to the game. It also, kind of reminds me that there is the upcoming weapon rebalancing, and I'm always really excited for stuff like that in games I play when they, do a balancing update on the tools that you're using, and it kind of like breathes new life into a bunch of them. Because like I'll say that. I've tried all the weapons at least once, but some of them, it's been so long since I tried them and just kind of wrote them off as bad in my head that I'm like, oh man, I don't even fully remember what some of these do. It's like the spear I tried and I almost never used it again except for very rare situations. Hammer and laser sword gets me through most maps. On occasion, I'll use like the punching fist or, some of the others, but there's also the spear, the normal sword, the chainsaw, the mining pick. There's a lot of other weapons and that's just melee that I just mentioned. There's dozens of ranged ones also that just honestly need to be balanced to make them more likable. Like right now, in my mind, a mining pick is just a worse hammer. If I start with a mining pick, I just replace it as soon as possible. But looking forward to seeing what they do to change these. Like we could see the spear getting almost like a shockwave on the end of it right here. But yeah, that's it. That's all the news for today. More stuff to look forward to. And if you got any input on the upcoming plant topic, put it in the comment section down below.